Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. We've got a battle on the Overlord map, and this time it's not one of my clanmates, it's Square Eyes from Big PP clan. If you've watched School's videos, you'll have heard that term before. He's in the Centurion 7.1 Tier 9 British medium tank in the tech tree, and this matches a Tier 10 to Tier 8 battle, and it's one of the 357 matchmaking options. Now, we haven't seen this tank before on the channel. He's mounting the top gun there, which is the L7A1 105mm, which was also used in the Leopard 1 and the early versions of the Abram. The standard round is APCR, 390 average damage and 268mm of pen and 1478 meters per second of shell velocity, but he's currently using the premium Hesh round. I'll look at that in a second, but we saw that only do 113 hit points of damage, so why did it not do the full damage? It's basically because it didn't penetrate. Hesh needs to penetrate to do full value, different to heat rounds in its characteristics. You can see average pen of 210 and 1173 meters per second of shell velocity, which is not bad for a Hesh round, but yeah, it does need to pen to do its full whack, and its average damage is slightly higher than the APCR round at 480. And then we've got the regular Hesh round, which is 480 damage but only 105mm pen, and otherwise the same characteristics. Anyway, he's actually on a mission. He's completed the mission before, so this is an improvement to get honours, but we'll use this as a mission completion video as well. So it's MT-14 for the T-55A, so the third personal campaign. He has to destroy 5 enemy vehicles and 3,000 hit points of damage. Now, see, that round was his APCR and that did the regular damage, and he's got basically a 215B. Just aimed there for the commander's hatch, but that didn't penetrate, must have bounced off. So corner of the turret. And still using the standard rounds going for the lower plate, and for some reason that didn't pen. You should be able to pen the lower plate of a 215B. Now there's an E50 there who's playing very cautiously, just looking for that green symbol. Has he got it on the FE? This goes through and does good damage roll there, 425. So he's chalking up the damage here, just getting up to 1,000 hit points of damage. Penetrating again there, that's what you'd expect on the 215B. While it's a heavy tank, it's not one of the best armoured heavy tanks around, except when you aim at parts of the tank where it's likely to bounce off. So he's using this hull down position here. Now that's important for a Centurion. In fact, the 7.1 is the up armoured one as well, so it's got good turret armour protection, particularly in the front. Just nice to see that round go straight over the top, but also slightly better frontal armour. But in reality, the Centurions overall, in general, for tier, have pretty good frontal turret armour. So this is a really advantageous position for the Centurion. And can you get rid of that FV? No, not quite. Takes a hit from the Object 261. So Artie giving him a bit of attention. He's been lit here for a little while. Now I think possibly that round he finally gets rid of the 215B. The outlines, you've got to be careful when you see the full outline when it's highlighted, but part of the tank might be behind hard cover, and that was actually on a bit of elevated land, so could have gone into the dirt there from that previous round, just to explain that. Now, game is pretty close. They're actually a little bit down on hit points, although it's fluid now, so quite evenly balanced it looks like. But Square Eyes is, yeah, wanting to get his mission going. He's got 1 kill now, and he's a third of the way to his damage target, or just over. And he's found some targets at the back there, Conway, and a Scorpion G. Now he's just getting again into a hold down position. Now gun depression also on this tank is pretty good. And now Now he's found an arty on the beach. Oh, he's got a whole bunch of targets here. This is going to turn out well, I think, for Square Eyes. So let's see how well he takes advantage of this position. Puts a shot into the M53, 55. Can he get the kill on that? No, not quite. Gets taken out. But he's got these two tanks who are showing their rears to him because they're not aware of his position, or not looking at the mini-map in particular. The 277 is turning around and working out that he's not in a great position. I don't think you can fire back at Square Eyes there. So he's got the CS53 there, putting shots into him. And he's finally worked out, yep, okay, sorry, shouldn't be being shot from there. Puts another shot in. He's almost reached his damage target, 28-20, one more shot, and he'll probably be pretty close to completing that particular target. Gets rid of the CS bounces off him, and now he's got an ML there. He'll get the kill for this if he's lucky. And he does, even though it's only 1 hit point. That's given him 3 kills out of the 5 that he needs. So he goes in another 60 hit points to meet his damage target. So he's doing very well here for the completion of this mission. And in terms of position in the map, again, the battle itself is still pretty much in the balance, although they do now have a significant hit point advantage. Just misses out on getting a kill on the Conway. But he'll have to take some action now to get the additional 2 kills that he needs. Now he gets tagged by that E50 that he saw earlier in the battle, just for being lit, but he hasn't seen where the E50 is. Well, you can see on the mini-map where he was last seen. And he knows that 277 is coming up the beach. He might be able to get him from the rear again if you probably be at this stage facing back towards the other tanks on the beach. And normally beach is not a great strategy. There he goes behind the rock there, puts a nice shot in there, and backs off while he's reloading. Is the 277 turning around? He is. Will it be fast enough? No, not quite. Bounces off the frontal armour of the Centurion. And one more kill, and he might make this SU the target. He's going to put his first shot into the Scorpion G. But he does take a big hit there, and that's taking him down to 487 hit points. Now the Scorp could take him out of the game at this point, so he's got to get that next round in, which he does. Tagged again by the E50, and he's got to get rid of him. He doesn't, but he has actually gotten his kills with the Scorpion. So he's achieved his mission target, and that E50 didn't quite get a chance to get his shot in there. But he's gotten 4,260 damage, as well as nearly 3k of assist damage here, so he's done a great effort there for his team. The game is not over, but we'll just speed it up a little bit to get to the end, because I'm not going to see much more of play now, but they've still got their Mouse and Conch GC, and the Conch GC has taken out the E50, so that means team's only got their tier 10 arty, the 261, and the Skoda T50, so they're really not going to last all that much longer. But again, a great result there for Square Eyes, and we'll probably cut it short at this point and we'll skip to the results, but it will turn out to be a victory. So let's go and have a look at the detail there. So that was an Ace Tanker Mastery badge there for Square Eyes. You got the High Caliber Award, and this is the Levish Layers medal for killing 2 enemy tanks or tank destroyers with a medium tank that are at least 1 tier higher than you. I did get the MT-14 mission with honours, so that's improved his result, which we've got in an extra order. So you can see he got 5 kills, gave the part of the mission, and 45-24 of direct damage. The mission needed 3k damage, so well exceeded there. And he got an additional 28-49 of assisted damage there, which gave him a total of about 7.3k of combined damage, so great result there. Now, how did he compare to the team? So finished well on top there with 1455 base experience, good result there in tier 9. The next 2 tanks were tier 9s, and pretty good damage support there from the top 4 tanks as well. and every tank did damage, which the other team didn't. Now on the enemy team, the E50 did 35-54 damage, so basically, yeah, held his own, and you can see he killed Square Eyes at the end and did some earlier damage to him, so he was basically a pivotal tank in the middle of the game, sort of stymieing the progress of his team. But nonetheless, Square Eyes, with his contribution, basically helped take apart the enemy team there. A bit of play there on the lower part of the map then. Typically the beach, we're told not to go there, as it sort of takes away from the main push on the top, but nonetheless that worked out well for Square Eyes' team as well. From a detail perspective, he fired 20 shots, 19 of those hit. That gun has quite good dispersion values, so that's not that surprising, but also good aiming there from Square Eyes, and 14 of those penetrated, partly using the HESH rounds. Some didn't penetrate there, and some of the APCR didn't penetrate, just bouncing off the turret of the 215B. But nonetheless, yeah, he got good damage in the end from the gun, and is one of the best guns in the game as far as I can see. Tier 10, it's used in quite a few of the other Tier 10s. So it plays well as a Tier 9 tank. So he fired a small amount of premium ammunition, so he had some relatively low costs by using standard ammunition. Did lose his vehicle, so he paid for the repair of that, didn't use any special consumables, so he ended up with a net profit of 33k, which is a pretty good result there for Tier 9, and you'd be pretty happy with that for a tech tree tank. So all in all, a really good game there from Square Eyes. Again, Square Eyes is a subscriber to the channel. He did send a couple of replays to me, so we'll have another of his replays coming up. But again, to anyone who is watching, you'd be welcome to send me a replay that you think is worthwhile and would be useful for other people to watch. So just hit me up on the What Asia Discord server and send me the replay files, and you might well end up on this channel. In any case, if you like this video, please give it a like. If you are not a subscriber to the channel, please consider subscribing. We'll definitely have more good content coming up during the week, so please enjoy watching any more videos on the channel, and we'll see you later.